Welcome aboard, all you wonderful groomers, pet stylists, and canine cosmetologists. You found the Traveling Groomers Podcast, where we discuss lessons learned from mobile and house call grooming. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Bear Anthony. Any moment now, we'll be joined by my co-host and friend, retired mobile groomer and educator extraordinaire, Mary Oquendo, and very likely a special guest to help us chat about all things grooming, grooming industry related, and just plain fun digressions that I totally wrangle back to topic. Grab those travel mugs and climb aboard to see where today's topic will bring us. Let's roll. Pet Edge is your provider for professional grooming supplies at great prices. Check their website often for new products, sales, and special offers. For a limited time, save 5% off your order with promo code TRAVELER5. Find what you need to succeed at petedge.com. Hello.
Hi, Angela.
Hi, thanks for having me here.
All right, so I'm going to let Chris do the introduction this time.
Wait, I need air. So I met Angela in person at Groomed this year, and we had lovely conversations about shears, and she is also on the board of delegates with us for WAGA, the World Alliance of Grooming Associations.
That's it.
Let me tell you, these abbreviations, half the time I try to say what NJPPGA stands for, my own state org, and I'm like, yeah, state grooming org. Yeah, that's it. Which is embarrassing to admit, and I should probably just edit out, but too late. It's not gonna. Yes, but anyhow.
Not ideal.
So, Angela, we're going to ask some questions that she had no idea we were going to ask her, probably because I just thought of them this second, because she is, do not say she comes from a land down under. Do not fucking say it. Don't do it.
I come from the top of the world, Chris. The first place to see the sun in the world. Just because we name them north and south doesn't make us at the bottom. We're at the very tippy top, called south.
Yes. Very tippy top called south.
I just want to say it. New Zealand is like one of those places that is on my bucket list. And if given the opportunity, it is one of the very few places where if I could like buy a house and just move there, I just might do that sight unseen.
Yeah, you should. It's amazing.
Okay.
If I had $10 for every time I spoke to someone in the USA that says, please let me come to New Zealand, I could just retire now. Really.
Yes, but would you take it? You may not want to answer this one. You can get out of answering this one. But would you take it if that required you switching places with them and you living here in the US?
Not for all the eggs in the world. I love you guys. You're all crazy, same as us. I love that. You're not too keen on the politics side, but it does give us a good laugh, and we like a good laugh. So, life is good.
Yeah, we're not enjoying the laugh. I'm just telling you.
Okay, well, we're far enough away that we can see the funny side, so it's all good.
And she's also far enough away that she doesn't have to worry about like running into us next week at the next couple conventions and us being like, so about our country, because we are still feeling patriotic because we just had a birthday, which reminds me, because I didn't do it last time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 303, recorded on July 6th, not quite July 4th, but still part of the holiday weekend, America. I can't even say that with a straight face. That will be airing on August 13th. I don't want anyone to take that as like unpatriotic. It's just, it's not, I'm not your over super zealous flag waver.
You can be patriotic and make fun of things at the same time. It just means you like them.
Yes, that's a thing we can do. So, on paper, we're here to talk about organization in grooming salons and what Angela does to help salons be more efficient. Doing efficiency studies for grooming salons is the word that I wanted to use. And unofficially, maybe some ways that things are different in New Zealand than in the US, because I know you travel here at least once or twice a year for judging and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm guessing that is the plane ride that you might splurge for a bigger seat on.
Well, actually, the seats aren't too bad nowadays. I must say things are getting better. I always try and travel Air New Zealand because it is a lot more spacious and friendly, and the upgrades are easier to get. And I'm a member, so I get the lounge. I don't care what I do, as long as I get the lounge beforehand, I can charge my phone and sit there with my feet up, I'm good. So for me, I'm a easy traveler. I used to, as a child, get car sick, but I never get plane sick or, I don't get jet lag. I'm just one of those lucky people, thankfully. Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, you're right, we are twins, but I do get jet lag.
Oh. I deny it. I'm in denial. I deny things away.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's talk about the airport lounges.
So wait, so in other words, what I hear is you do get jet lagged, but you're in denial about it. You put it in a little box. You're tired for a completely different reason. There is no jet lag. There is only now. Time is meaningless.
No, not quite. I tell my body, I deny that exists, so we're not going to do it, and we just don't do it. Just like, you know how some people, they can work and work and work and work and work, and they go, yeah, I'm going on vacation, and then day 2, slam, they get hit down with all of the stuff their body wanted to do to them for the last 6 months, but they held off because they knew you were too busy, and now you're sick, and you're on vacation for 2 weeks, and you're sick. I haven't taken 2 weeks off in my life, so I'm just hypothesizing. But if I do take a couple of days off and I'm going and I feel like I've been doing too much, my body will go, oh, stopped, did you? All right, now's the time. I'll put you to bed, and then I crash. So, I just say it's not a thing. It doesn't exist, and therefore it doesn't. And I don't have any issues, luckily. Yeah. So I just got back from judging in seminars in Vietnam. A week ago. It took me 30 hours to get home because of the layovers. Had 8 hours in Taipei, but had too much work to catch up on to actually go wandering around Taipei. So I spent 8 hours in the actual departure lounge. So it made it 30 hours in the end with these crazy stopovers all over the place. And yeah, totally fine.
So I love the airport lounges. My husband thought they were a waste of money until he actually went to an airport lounge.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now
I took one of my friends with me to China once, and he had parked in the airport car parking, which would have been probably $90. And I said to him, if you had gone and booked a shuttle and paid off-site for $20, you could have put some of the extra money into the lounge. So I said, we're going to the lounge and I'll show you what I mean. And yeah, you can't beat it.
I am a lounge convert, but I won't buy the passes. One day, maybe I'll get the card that lets me have access, but that is, we're working to repair credit. So, but part of my problem is I live so close to the airport.
Not an excuse. If I lived next door to the airport, okay,
You would go in and sit in
I
the
would
lounge.
go to the lounge.
Yeah.
You gotta get to the airport early anyway. All right. So what am I gonna say?
You have to get to the airport early anyway. You have to. This is Miss leave an hour before
my flight leaves and I'm still clear, TSA pre-check, boom, I'm still at the gate before they board.
Yeah.
Except for that one time, yes, yet to come. I would rather be 3 hours early than 5 minutes late.
Yes. Okay, so just for me to fly from Seattle to Auckland,
Yeah.
14 hours, 29 minutes.
She's
not bad.
planning it. She's planning it now.
Yeah, she so is.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And then you'll have 3 hours check-in before, so that takes it to 17. Then you've probably got what now to get to the airport? There's 18.
Oh, no. I've got 2.5 hours to get to the airport.
Okay, so
Have
there's
to
19 and a half.
No, you add another 2 hours to that because we have the Hood Canal Bridge over here, and that goes up for the Navy base that's here. I could be sitting there for an hour. So
Okay.
we have to factor that in.
So we're at about 21 now. Now,
Yes.
14-hour flights just turned to 21-hour travel, which is
Yeah, but
typical. That's
but
why
I'm
how it's
going-
spent 30 hours to get back from
But that is
Vietnam.
why I'm going to enjoy myself in the Delta Lounge,
100%.
okay? And relax. Whatever it is I'm doing there. Some of the lounges have showers.
I know.
Oh my God.
Yes.
The first time, actually the very last time I decided to go to Groom Expo in Hershey, there's a layover. There's no nonstop from me to get to Hershey. It's a layover somewhere, or I'm going nonstop and I'm getting in a car and I'm driving. So the layover was in Atlanta, and going west to east is ridiculous. So I did do a red eye, which I hate. But I was able to take a shower when I got to Atlanta, have breakfast, and then head for the rest of the trip. It made it like I didn't want to rip someone's head off when I landed at Groom Expo.
It's like a full reset.
It is.
Yeah.
And I have used that once, and it was kind of glorious just to.
So worth it. Well,
you
in
just
New
feel so
Zealand,
much
which is
better.
our national carrier, they have a seat called Sky Couch. And it costs a little bit more, obviously, than your normal seat. But what it does is that you get put into the 3 seats. Usually there's you and your partner or whatever, but not always. Get put into the 3 seats. And then somebody comes along, puts the footrest up, lays a little mattress down, gives you a little blankie and a pillow. And you can actually curl up in your Sky Couch with your TVs in front of you. So that's a really great option when you're traveling that far. And then we also have premium economy, which is basically slightly bigger seats. Although the seats are okay and the leg room's actually quite good. But premium economy has much more leg room and wider seats. And then it comes with all of the things that they bring you from the business class. So you get your menus and, real cutlery. Although I just traveled with Air China and all of their cutlery was metal. And I'm like, okay, run this by me. I can't take my tweezers on the plane, but you're going to give me metal cutlery when I'm on the plane. Yes, interesting. But yeah. I feel like if I want to take somebody out, I'm not going to waste money on a flight. I'll just do it on my home ground.
Okay.
Sorry, you can see where this conversation is going to
head. I am going to use that segue to go. There's no coming back from that. It's time for our first commercial break. I'm going to stop me from saying anything that will get men in black suits with shades knocking at. Considering I legit live 10 minutes from Newark International Airport, I. Not going to start problems. Hold, please. We'll be right back.
I love being a house call groomer, but I hate doing laundry or worrying about asking my clients for fresh towels. Raypet has solved those problems for me with the Wet Pet disposable towel. Taking up much less space than traditional cotton towels and easy to wring out and reuse, these super soft, comfy, absorbent towels eliminate any cross-contamination concerns between pets. And now their new smaller washcloth size can even help those sensitive eye areas. Great for cleaning out wrinkles gently and thoroughly. Need to keep water bowls for your clients on hand that are easy to disinfect, but hate all the room traditional clanky metal bowls take up? Or just have a very active pet? Their collapsible silicone bowl comes with an aluminum D-ring hook that can be attached to your pet's leash
or anywhere else in your van for easy storage. You can get one by itself or in their handy travel kit, along with a set of 3 tick removers and 1 small wet pet towel. So stop by their website to check it out, raypet.net, and tell them the Traveling Groomer sent you. All right, so topic, grooming things and topics. So in your travels judging, and now we've got Vietnam thrown in the mix, and Asian fusion is finally, I guess, catching on in the US and the rest of the world. It's more commonplace than it was, 5-10 years ago. What are some of the differences, like the big obvious differences you see when you're judging a competition there than judging in the States versus judging in New Zealand?
Well, first of all, whenever we're judging what's on the table at the time and comparing each thing against each other rather than against the standard of each country, because it changes so much. And things that you do in America, even in breed standards, are different to what we might do in New Zealand because we follow the English standards. So we have our own standards, but they're based off of the English standards. Because we're part of the Commonwealth. So we do see different things. One of the things that I love is the amount of information I can bring back to New Zealand and share with others. And I must say, New Zealand really is, they're an innovator. We're a small country, the same size as Japan in terms of land mass, but we only have 5 million people in the whole country. Whereas I think Japan has like 350 million or 500 million or something ridiculous. So
Japan's they're very efficient. They've got a high population. They pack people in.
Yeah. We're not like that here. Like I live on 5 acres in the country. We have cities, obviously, but my friend down in Christchurch, she lives on 43 acres, and my section is surrounded by 100 hectares of grazing, where we have horses and wild deer and sheep, and we get the odd wild goat and things like that. So we learn how to make things out of nothing, and we innovate things and we invent things. And I think when it comes to grooming styles, we take a little bit from each of the little countries, things that pop up that we think, hey, I really like that style, and then we meld it. But when we're judging within that group that we're judging in at the time. We're not going to say, oh, I would have done it differently, so therefore, so we're very much judging, peer judging them all as peers in that same thing. So we do see the Korean styles, Chinese styles coming through, and Taiwan even has its own special look. Vietnam also has its own special look of things that they do. So yeah, it's just an interesting, just reading a book with a different cover, basically.
Awesome. So what do you see? I don't know if you can even explain this without showing us pictures, but if it's at all possible, what do you see as the difference in what we call Asian fusion and the everyday grooming you see in Asia? Like, I'm sure they have a salon, or I'm maybe, do they have like
I think the difference that we see is in the detail, because of the fact that we have, it's a little bit different perhaps in America, even, where tipping provides a big part of your wages. In New Zealand, tipping's not a thing. We don't tip. Do you know why? Because we all do a good job, and we damn well should. And if we don't do a good job, then they'll just get rid of us, which is not easy to do, to be fair. But, you go and you do something you're passionate about and that you love, you should do it well. And the reward is in the fact that you get paid and you do a great job. And tipping for us means chocolate, wine, biscuits, junk food, things that get us going. People might bring us coffees and things like that. But actual cash tipping is not really a thing here. And in fact, we don't really understand tipping, to be fair. But the styles that we see are reflective on the wages, because here we can do a placebo of what we would see in Asia, but Asia can spend 2 hours doing a muzzle. We don't get 2 hours to do a muzzle. We get 2 hours to do a dog. And really we should be spending 1. So this is where our efficiencies come in, where we have to we know what we want to do, but we have to make it efficiently enough to make it a good replica or a good adjustment without actually spending as much time on it as they can afford to do when you're getting paid $1.12 an hour rather than what we get paid. Yeah.
Look at that, Mary. She brought it right back to topic. She is taking our jobs. She's taking my job anyway.
What a pro.
Right?
I'm looking at property in New Zealand right now.
She's so you know what? I'm going to hit another button
Mary's
really
not even
quick.
listening anymore. Her flight's halfway. Her flight's on hold. She's already got it. Yeah.
She's like, is my passport up to date? What's going on?
My passport is up to date. Don't worry about that. I have global entry, pre-check, clear, all current.
Now, that doesn't mean you can just walk into another country and say, I'm going to live here now.
True that.
Other countries also have immigration.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that.
Okay.
But when you want something bad enough, you figure it out.
You do.
Whoa.
My motto too.
I'm not.
Well, that's why Angela doesn't get jet lag. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. Next time I take a red eye, it's just gonna be I'm going to sleep, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I have a job to do. My job at the moment is to sleep. Go to sleep. I have a thing called a breathing ladder that I do that works incredibly for people who can't sleep. And it also works really well for resetting your system. I'm not very airy-fairy, to be fair. I'm quite down to earth. But the breathing ladder, you know, if there's one thing everybody needs to do, it's breathe. You know, you can stop drinking for a day. You can stop eating for a month. You know, there's lots of things you can stop doing. Breathing's not really one of those things. So I put that at the top of the list.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Let me hit a button real quick and get us back on track and maybe control what my face and mouth does, because I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, Mary. We try not to be political, so not touching it. 15 seconds.
Pet Edge is the pet professional's choice for supplies and equipment from top brands. Check their website for new products, sales, and special offers. For a limited time, save 5% off your order with promo code TRAVELER5. Find what you need to succeed at petedge.com.
Okay, so.
Actually, I am not being political. New Zealand's on my bucket list. So maybe I should take a trip there and see it first before I buy property.
No, I'm not saying. Anywho, so let me see if I can share my screen, because Angela, you sent me something.
Yeah, it's just a quick chart that I drafted up a few years ago that I use when I'm doing a working interview, whether I'm got trainees that need that extra jump in productivity. Regardless of what it is, it all fits onto this sheet, and we just have somebody stand and do a time and motion study on them. And it says start finish there, but that should have been changed. So basically what I do is when a dog comes in, let's say I want to do an efficiency study on somebody for whatever reason, and we're a no fault kind of salon. I have 32 staff around the country. I've got 4 grooming parlors in New Zealand, 3 grooming academies in New Zealand, and another one in Australia. And efficiency is the most critical part of everything. After dogs come first, customers and staff, very important. But we can't stay in business if we're not efficient. So I don't want my staff to work any harder. I don't want to beat them with a whip and say, hey, I saw you on your phone for 2 seconds. I don't want to say, don't lift your head up and breathe. Just keep working. I just want them to be more efficient. And so this form helps me identify where the inefficiencies are. So usually we put, the date, the groomer, the breed, the dog, the condition, the attitude, and any notes like late pickups, things like that, just so we know how much time we've got to do on our study. And we also analyze that against the price that we charge for the groom. So I write down the order that things are done in. So I literally list it 1 to whatever as it crops up. So the dog came in, it arrived and it was put in a crate. Well, then that would be 1. But if it came in and arrived and went straight to the table, then that would be number 1, and I wouldn't need the crated part. If it arrived and they carried it straight to the bath, I wouldn't need 1 or 2. I can cross those out. So 1 then becomes it arrived and it went to the bath. And you wouldn't think that would involve any sort of efficiency whatsoever, but seconds are lost when you take the dog you're working in off the table and you put it down and you go to the counter and you check in your dog and you bring it in, and then you put that one in the crate, and then you take the other one back out again. You've already done double handling. So for me, if I've carried a dog in, I'm going to have assessed it at reception so I can tell the customer what we're doing and what we found. And I'm going to take it usually straight to the bath, give it a wash, doesn't take that long, give it a dry off, pop that then into a crate onto a nice blanket, and then go back to the dog I was working on and finish that one off. Because 15 minutes sitting on a towel in a nice warm room is going to save me 4 or 5 minutes. And I need the 4 or 5 minutes more than that dog needs the 15. So that's basically the philosophy of what we're doing here. And we write the times behind it. So if the dog had a pre-shave, for example, I'd write what time they started the pre-shave, what time they finished it. If they did a wet shave, how long with that process was the washing and how long was the actual wet shaving, which is still done for us. The wet shaving is a dog full of shampoo in the bath, shampoo and sudsy so that the blades just glide through. That for me is a wet shave, and it's done in the middle of the bath. So the bath might go for 7 minutes, for example, but the wet shave in the middle might go for 2 minutes. But is it faster than a pre-shave? Maybe it is. Is it taking, if you did it fully length, and you did it in the drying, does it adjust that? So this is what this does. It gives us something to analyze.
Yeah, there's a saying that says that what can be measured can be improved.
100%. Yep. And what I often see is people saying, oh, it takes so long to do nails. Some people can get them done in no time, and it takes me 5 minutes. And it's okay. Let's look at your drying techniques. And why are you talking about drying techniques? It's like, because you're spending half an hour in the drying room drying a dog that you could have done in 10, and you're worried about how can I shave a minute off of a 5-minute nail trim. So we can do that. We'll help you shave 5 minutes, a nail trim. Most of us can do a nail trim in like 60 seconds and full dog's done, no problem at all. But there's no good looking for those pennies until you've stopped the flood of dollars going out.
No, I like it. That makes sense. And I was going to ask, I'm guessing not everything is for every dog, but you want to list every possible scenario so you know where
Correct.
You're coming up with your times.
Correct. I just don't want to have to write it out because I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
I'm a lazy groomer. I've got to say I'm a lazy groomer. And I love grooming, but I'm a lazy groomer. And lazy groomers are the most efficient groomers in the world because they will find those shortcuts that still get the result.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you're both a little bit of perfectionist and a little bit lazy, like you still has to, but you want the best way to possibly do that.
Yes. I want it to look like I spent 5 hours on the dog, even if I've only spent an hour on it. I still want it to look right. And one of the things that I noticed in Vietnam is they are nibblers, as most of Asia is. They're a nibbler. They're taught to nibble, 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 nice little straight line. Now do it again. Now do it again. Now do it again. I'm like, look, I'm not going down 1 millimeter every time. Oh, sorry. I must say, in my travels, the rest of the world, like the entire whole rest of the world, works in the metric system. So I can't adjust that for. I'm going to say 1/8 of an inch, but I've really got no idea. So I can either measure in bananas, from the dull men's groups, or I can measure in metric, but I can't really do imperial.
And that, you know what? Last week, I had to actually look up a conversion chart on imperial to metric for something. And it made me actively angry. Like, it was annoying. Just decide, everybody, just decide on something. Because,
well, I can tell you why we don't, if you're interested. So
I want to know why we don't, because we're the odd man out here.
I can tell you why you don't.
Oh, okay.
America feels like America is the center of the world and everything else should follow America because they know what they're doing. But I can tell you there's lots more other countries that have found better ways, including Canada, when did Canada change? Like 25 years ago? Seriously, people, come on, get with the decimal system. It really works. It's easy. Everyone can multiply by 10. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
So I know that an inch is 2.54 centimeters. I know that. And so if I go, oh, it's in inches, I need to change it to centimeters, I just times it by 2.54. So that's okay, easy, but I of course need a calculator because I'm not doing that in my head. So
Well, I like to think it's because in the timeline of the world, like in the age of the world and countries and everything, almost 250 is like still kind of a teenager at best. So we're in that rebellious weena stage. That could be.
We're in the terrible twos is where we're at.
that is literally the
We
best
have not even
explanation
gotten
of
to-
America I have ever heard in my life. I mean, you're cute and we love you, but my God, get with the program, people.
I am going to use this opportunity to say, yep, time to hit another button. Absolutely. Absolutely. Be right back. As a house call groomer, the idea of van and generator maintenance had kept me out of one for years. But Hanvey Engineering and Design has been making mobile grooming vans for 20 years now and has thought of that. No generator to maintain, repair, and replace. No propane to fill or worry about running out in the middle of winter. Hanvey vans have the lowest operating costs out there. I know I'm sold, but check out their latest innovations for yourself at hanvey.com. Dog, do not unplug anything.
Okay, so I actually have a question. I want to go back a little bit. So you're saying like in different parts of the world, they have different standards for grooming.
And they all end up with the same finish, to be fair. They just have different ways of getting there.
Oh, okay, because my question had been, if everyone has a different way, different breed standards of doing it.
Oh,
what
breed
hap-
standard, yes.
Okay, so when Worlds happens, World Grooming Competition, how does that really work? If you have all these countries doing things differently, what is normal for them, how is that judged?
It's judged on the country that's holding the Worlds, not the country, but the organization. So if you go to EGA, then you're going on European standards, which are all very similar. If you go to the Korean one, or if you go to FCI, for example, FCI have their own standards. And so those are the standards we judge under. So it's up to us as judges to make sure that we have ideally memorized any of the differences and got our eye accustomed to any changes. So one of the things that we as a country were probably a little slower with was the back end of, for example, long-legged terriers looking like schnauzers, where it's quite distinctly furnishing and butt. Whereas we were much more utilitarian, where it was very shaped down and there is no transition between the two areas. So Airedales in New Zealand and Australia are a lot closer to the European side than they are to the American side. But now we have something that all different ones could be happy with. So we are probably more of a blend, but we judge based on that country's rules and regulations at the time. And they say, based on our breed standards, we go to that breed standard and we study up on it.
So on Groomania, which is the one I think Mary was
No,
mostly referring to.
actually, well, maybe it's what they call the Worlds.
Worlds,
Which
yeah.
is Groomania. We call it Worlds, the rest of the worlds, because we have to do things differently. As
Yeah, like I said, terrible
Yeah.
twos.
Groomania
Yes.
is
Which
the
is
one in
EGA.
Belgium that we call World. That's EGA, right?
Yes, correct.
So that's
Yeah.
the European Grooming
Yeah.
Alliance Association.
yeah.
Alliance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we make sure that we are up on, usually if we're judging something, I've never judged at the Worlds, caveat there, but if I was judging at the Worlds, I would expect to have a list of all the dogs that are there, and I'm going to go through and study those to see if there are any changes that I need to take into consideration with the groom. At the end of the day, balanced is balanced, and if they change one part somewhere, another part has to change too to make it balanced. So as long as it's still balanced, that's the most important part.
That actually makes a super great deal of sense, because balanced is still going to be, it's still going to be balanced. It's still going to look like a well put together dog. And if the breed standard is going to be slightly different, because we go by American Kennel Club.
Yes.
And they follow what breed standard is what Kennel Club?
To be fair, I usually just download it at the time. So I don't know.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. I'll Google it later and we'll find out. But yeah,
Okay.
they all have a different standard they follow, and they all say in their rules which standard they're following. So that you
Okay.
know. Yeah.
So
there's no guessing.
It's, I say as a non-competitor, technically easy enough to Google what your judge is used to seeing and tweak your groom a little bit.
Yes. Now, in
100%
New
easier said
Zealand,
than
we
done.
don't have as much chance of grooming to our judges' requirements as the rest of the world does, because, as I say, we're in the top of the world called South, very long way away from everybody. And when we go to, oh, I wonder what that judge is like, and we've not met them or heard of them before, and we go to send them a friend request, and they go, I'm not accepting friend requests because you're probably just wanting to compete under me. It's like, well, yeah. And so we want to know what you want to see. However, there are a few judges now that would go, oh, do you know, there was those 7 hairs there, and I would have probably done those a little differently. A few judges will do that because we're going to start from the outside in. We're going to go, love it, love it, love it, hate it. Moving in a little bit closer. Handling, I don't really like how they did that, so I'm gonna, moving in a little bit closer, tools and how techniques, a little bit closer, all the finish and things like that. So we're constantly moving into the groom as we go. So there can be grooms that could be, put out before we even pick up a comb for whatever reason. Usually the reason is they've cut something off that they can't put back. Not so much as I wish they would cut a little bit more off of that, because then we could go, and if they had a little bit of time, I could see they probably would. But if you cut it off and you can't put it back, it's out, because
it's gone.
you can't
It's
fix it.
gone. What Mindy and my friend Mindy has just started her judging journey, and what she has said is, if it looks like I could 2 minutes go snip, snip, snip and send it out the door, I'm not going to let that, you know what,
Yes.
stop a placement if it fits in with what's there. So that sounds very similar to what you're saying. If
the other thing
not,
is
yeah.
knowing with experience, could I fix that in 2 minutes? 100% could. But having watched them grooming, and this is the difference I see in USA compared to literally any other country that I've been judging it. USA, your judge is there, introduce, here's your judge, great. They come around, they check your dog, they go, great. And they go, okay, everyone, contestants, you may start. And then the judge goes off and does a mini seminar at some booth somewhere. And they're like, oh, you can go and get something to eat. And I'm like, I'm not leaving. These are my contestants. I'll be watching them all the way through.
Yeah.
Because at the end, when they say, oh, I could fix that in 2 minutes, I go, well, I watched you struggle with that for 20 minutes, and I know she can't, because I watched you struggle with it. And to me, that's very important. Watching the handling, watching the way the dogs are treated, watching them try and get that angle and not quite, you can see it in their head going, they know what they want to do, but they can't quite figure out how to do it. That's going to affect me differently than a dog that just ran out of time that I could quickly finish, because it's not me I'm judging. So yes, what she says is absolutely accurate. Can it be fixed in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Caveat, can it be fixed by them in 2 minutes?
I think she gave them 10.
Yeah.
Like up to 10. Can I fix it in a very reasonable amount of time, and then compare it to what's there, not to some perfect dog that's not even in the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, now I like what you said about, watching their handling.
Oh my God, I tell you, the animal welfare side of grooming is up here for me. I would knock the best groomed dog off that pedestal if I felt that the handler had not treated that dog respectfully. I wouldn't allow it, because it's part of the groom. You can't groom a dog without touching it. You handle it badly for me, and you've been given a warning, and I do send people out to give warnings and say, hey, I don't care if it's your dog. I don't care if it's a plastic dog. You handle that dog with respect, and if you don't start doing that, I'm not going to judge you.
I like that, even if it's a plastic dog, because practice makes permanent.
100%.
If you're going to lose your temper with your dog, with the plastic dog, with a model dog, with somebody else's dog, what are you going to do on that every day with the cranky old dog who their arthritis is acting up today? or their arthritis has just started acting up and nobody's realized it yet and they've never bitten for nails, and all of a sudden they're stiff. And it's a bad barometric pressure, weather, whatever. You haven't seen them for 6 weeks. They had a great day the last time you saw them. This time, not so much.
You know what? That's my only with competitions, that I'll walk by and I will see dogs that really should not be up there on the table for
Yep.
whatever reason. They shouldn't
Yep.
be there. Maybe they don't.
And we
look
had
well.
one like that in Vietnam. They had mostly model dogs, but they also had real dogs. And there was one dog that was not happy to be there. And she handled it beautifully. She really did. But I had to say to her afterwards, this dog's not having fun. You know, it might be your dog and that's great. But this dog's not having fun. You know, it's panting a lot. It's looking around constantly. Some of the other dogs went to sleep. So, you know, like, your dog's not having fun. You need to find another dog. And it didn't affect her placing at all, because she did her best with the dog. She was super gentle, super kind. But the dog just doesn't want to be there. It shouldn't be there.
And that's why E3 Luke, our what is his official title? I think it's some type of customer relations manager, is Mindy's standard poodle. That's why he got retired from competing, because he's still a working service dog, and it was getting to be a lot for him to stand there. And he would stand there perfect, but he wouldn't be right that evening. So it was getting to be a lot for him. So speaking of E3 Luke, back in 30 seconds.
So by now, you know how much I love my Evolution shears. They're the only shears I use. Check out all the options, including customizable non-swivels, at evolutionshears.com, and give Abby a shout with any questions you might have. Traveling Groomers listeners get $10 off and free shipping with the code ONTHEROAD, all one word. So check them out today. Your hands will thank you.
So Spirit, my blind husky, used to come to trade shows with me. Loved coming to trade shows. He'd be a model for Angela and Lori. They put googly eyes on him, and they had like,
Wait. Does she know why it's even funnier that Spirit got googly eyes put on him?
he was blind. He had no eyeballs.
He wasn't just blind, he had no eyeballs.
And you would be surprised at the number of people who would ask me, with a dog with no eyes, is he blind? But anyway, he loved the trade shows. It was like it energized him. He'd go poke the butt of poodles. He just lived for the trade shows. But there came a time when it was no longer fun for him. He was getting arthritic, and he still wanted to go, but physically he couldn't do it anymore. And that was a sad day to leave him home going to a trade show.
He'd get extra car sick.
No,
I am remembering
that was
one
not
time
car
I
sick.
drove with you.
That was not car sick. He had, unbeknownst to us, he had an anal cyst that popped.
Okay, that's. And he did. We were stuck in traffic. I drove with Mary and Beth once down to Atlanta. And we were stuck in traffic. We were stopping midway. And he was like, he was doing the little like, can we go poop now? And we're like, hang on, just wait. Just hold on a little. We're almost there. We're stuck in traffic.
Yeah, should have just pulled over.
Yeah. Should have just pulled over.
I am just glad that I washed his bedding in the hotel laundry rather than bringing that home.
That would have been horrendous. Well, the thing is, in New Zealand, we are going away from the phrase pets, and we are now calling them companion animals, which I'm not sure all countries do that. But for us, the pets was more of an ownership term, which, of course, in the law of most countries, we do own them. We own cars, we own toasters, we own dogs. And in the law, there's not a lot of difference in it, except that you can break a toaster, but you can't break a dog. But I do like the anagram for pets, which I use, which is P for protection, because I think that is the first thing we owe the dogs. E for empathy, which I think is incredibly important for anybody working with animals. T for training, because we're training them, they're training us, and we need to be well trained to be able to help these animals in our life. And S is for standards. And we have to have our own standards because most of the world doesn't, we're not regulated in most of the world, and we're not even down here in New Zealand where we literally regulate everything. But we're not regulated here either, which is why I enjoy running the National Groomers Association, because we can put in our own code of ethics. We can put in our own voluntary, if you will, regulation, where people can either get with the program and go, yeah, it is all about the dog, or they can get out and go and do whatever they like, and we can just hiss behind their back. But do you know what I mean? It's the pet word, the term pets doesn't have to be derogatory. We can make it stand for something that actually has true power and true meaning.
I like that. I really like that.
Thank you.
So is that something you came up with?
It is.
Oh, so when I steal it, I can say,
You can say, I got this from Angela Anderson from New Zealand. You can see it on my Facebook page if you go there. There's 2 me's on Facebook. One is just me in a blue smock looking very professional. That's usually my receptionist answering questions and things like that. But real me has a dog, obviously. And so if you look up Angela Anderson, you'll see a real me with a dog, or you'll see blue, we call her blue me, which is the reception staff that are able to chat back and forwards to people when they need to without me having to get involved. So you'll see that little poster on my Facebook page, and it says what every professional groomer should stand for: protection, empathy, training, and standards. Because caring for animals means more than just a haircut. It means showing up with skill, heart, and integrity.
Yeah.
And I
this is very nice.
It's a very nice what? I cut the last word was
It's on her. It's on her,
okay.
on my Facebook page. Yeah.
her Facebook page.
Yeah.
Nice. And
You should
right,
print it out.
I should.
You should. You should print it out. You should sell it.
Do you know what? I look around at all the businesses that I've started and all the people that I've helped, and my motto in life is, if somebody asks you to help, you just say yes. And they wouldn't ask you if they didn't think it was in your ability. So usually I say yes a lot. And I feel like I'm very good at making money for other people. I'm very good at helping other people achieve all their objectives. But because there's so many yeses in the free category, I'll never be rich myself. I'll never get around to going, oh, I'll sell that and make some money. No, that's not going to happen. As long as the people around me have a great life, that's all I'm interested in, really.
and hello. All right, I was going to save this for the end, but the training part, this happened yesterday, and it was really funny. The good part of having my office in here, they've got to hear me, dude, is that it's a place inside I can play fetch. I can sit here and work and play fetch with him. The problem I ran into the other night was, now fetch is good indoors, right? So I'm on the couch, my feet up. There is this damp, very, very damp tennis ball. It appears in my lap. And I'm like, where did you even find a tennis ball in the house, first of all? And now he's just nudging it. And he looks so happy. Like, there's that happy dog look where they're just radiating joy. He's got the derpy tongue hanging out the side of his mouth. Huh? He's with his flop top hairdo, which is almost on purpose. Just his tail is going like nuts, and I can't throw the ball because ball is not for the living room.
Yeah,
it's for the office and outside. So apparently I trained him too well that we could do fetch inside, and it made me feel very bad. What are you eating now? Oh, shit.
Oh, well, he'll learn.
He'll be fine.
Except if you roll it one time in the lounge, then you're done. He'll never undo it.
Yeah.
Never.
I can't. But back to that list and that efficiency list,
Yes.
I have found that sometimes if you make the little puppy burrito or kitten burrito with a nice fluffy towel and you just kind of stand there and snuggle them for a minute,
Yeah. Two birds with one stone, right?
that is a rest for your soul. If they're snuggling, you get that moment to breathe. You can breathe. You can take a sip of coffee with the other partner as you're snuggling them. They dry a little bit faster. They get a moment to breathe because maybe they needed that too, and you wind up being faster.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I love that. And I have one more commercial to hit a button for, and then I'm going to ask you questions about how much of that can you do through Zoom. But in the meantime, yeah.
We can do that.
In the meantime, haha.
Are you ambitious and motivated? Looking to pivot your career within the pet industry? Hesitant to take the first step? Unsure of how to begin? If so, the Create That Program monthly membership is tailored for you. Gain access to over 20 hours of recorded content, invaluable workbooks, and practical checklists. Additionally, benefit from a monthly group coaching call with Mary Oquendo, a 2-time nominee for Barclay's Contribution to the Industry Award. Are you prepared to make a worthwhile investment in yourself? For just $197 a month, initiate your journey towards leaving a lasting mark on the pet industry by joining Create That Program. Join today at createthatprogram.com.
All right. So how much can you do remotely? I know when we talked before, you
All of
talked
it.
about video cameras and all of that. So how do you physically do this besides having that sign-in sheet?
Yeah.
Is
So
it kind of like the
I-
first part of Ramsey's Kitchen Nightmares where you just put up hidden cameras? Surprise!
little bit. So I feel like that first bit is really important, that hidden camera bit, not to catch people out, but I have cameras everywhere in all of my salons for the safety of my staff predominantly. Not only in the safety of, what went wrong that led to you getting bitten, let's go back and analyze that, but also the safety and protecting them when a customer says, you did this to my dog, and I can pull up the videos and go, I can absolutely show you that didn't happen. So, it goes both ways. So when you put cameras in, most people forget they're there. We have signs up, obviously, that says that they're there. It protects us when a customer comes in and says, do not, under any circumstances, cut the tail. And then you don't. And then at the end of it, the wife comes in and says, I told you, like 20 times. Every time I bring him in, I tell him, cut the tail, and you haven't even bothered doing it this time. Do you not make notes? You go, yes, I do, but I also have a video that usurps that when your husband came in and said, do not touch it. So, you guys have got to get on the same page and then come back and actually tell me what you want, and that's what we'll do. So, so the video cameras, I think, are a godsend, and you can get them really cheaply. You can get them off of, online, Amazon, anywhere. You get cheapest chips ones to put them in. I do offer a lot of different mentoring services. So it usually starts with me giving it free advice. Say, hey, go back and time your staff and see what they do. Time your employees, time yourself, whatever you can do. See where you can find the problems first and then come back and tell me later. I have a workbook. I have one in here. Yes, I do. Under the brand name of Green for Profit. I don't know if you can see that. Green for Profit. Ooh.
And where can we get that workbook?
You can get it online. It can be posted to you. I have a website called angelsgrooming.solutions.co.nz where I sell scissors and other things, but I also sell short mentor packages and the workbook on there.
So
it's basically a step by step for people who don't really understand where all their money's going. Start off going, here's an explanation, and then it's like, okay, write this number here, write that number, that number, write it here. Here's an example of what it looks like, write it here. And then later on it says, now add box A and box B together. And then that'll give you, then you'll know this and you'll know that. Because one of the things that we do have is ability to go, but the groom only takes me 60 minutes. You're not seeing the point. The point is that the groom only took me 60 minutes. Why am I not making any money? It's like, well, it's not just about that time. It's also, did you then spend 14 hours cleaning the salon afterwards because, maybe you've got a huge salon and you blow out right there on the table and now you're out scrubbing light fittings. I mean, it's not, groom is not just the time you spend with the dog. It's what did you spend with the customer? Oh, you spent 25 minutes talking about her grandkids. Maybe you should be investing in a receptionist and let her talk to the grandkids. Like, I need to go groom dogs right now. So when I do offer packages, I look at all sorts of packages, and one of the most popular ones, I must say, especially throughout Australia, because the streaming is really good from there, is where I log into their cameras, I do an analysis on the workflow for the day, and I write them a report afterwards to say to them, here's where I feel like things could be tweaked or fixed or changed around or whatever to help you. I show them how to do their own analysis and how to break things down. So we have packages from everywhere from free right up to, $3,000-$4,000.
So is the workbook part of a package, or can you get that
There
separately?
there is
Okay.
a small package with the workbook, which includes a couple of 1-hour Zoom sessions, and you work through the book,
nice.
and then you come back and you bring the results to us, and then the personalized with me. And because a lot of the work that I do in the evenings, it works really well with the American audience because the time zone's actually in my favor because I'm not a 6 a.m. person, so I'm not doing that. So usually by the time everyone are ready to work and I'm going, right, it's my evening time and I'm ready to think. So,
And I like how you mentioned, well, did you spend 14 hours doing this? Because my thought immediately went to that new product, that big hairnet. Have you seen that? Which
I have seen the hairnet. I'm on the fence only because I haven't used it.
Okay, so I've used it and I was on the fence because as a house call groomer, I've tried the just mosquito netting thing.
Yeah.
So I have used it.
The new one is the one where the dog's head is actually
Yes.
outside, not
Yes.
breathing all the hair, and I love that. I
Which
think
is
that's
great.
genius.
Like, honestly, the only thing I would change is maybe add armholes.
Yes, I thought the exact same thing when I saw it. I'm like, I don't
But-
just blow. I think
but-
that's incredible.
To get the dog 90% dry, to get most of that hair, it is beautiful, and it's actually way sturdier than those hair nets on Amazon or those mosquito net things, because it's designed for this, so it's stronger. And it's so hard when you're trying to talk about efficiency and how to make more money. Sometimes you have to spend the money, and you want me to,
Do.
and it's hard because those investments, which the big hairnet is how much? On I just Googled quickly because I forgot the name. On Groomer's Choice, it's like $37. So it's not a lot. That's not a big product, but there are things like maybe bathing systems or better dryers or better shears or better, the big equipment can 100% be a huge investment, but you have to
But I
balance.
think becoming efficient is a journey. It's not a, right, I'm going
Yes.
to tell you what to do today, you're going to do it tomorrow. You're done. It's a journey, and it's a journey through your whole working life, as is learning of any type. So tools are constantly evolving. Techniques are evolving. Everything evolves through your whole time. I always say that if you feel like you know it all, you may as well get out and find something that you don't know in some other career. Because if you
And-
stop learning, what's the point of being there?
And I'm meaner about it. I say when you stop learning, you start dying. So just stop.
yeah.
Just when you stop learning about something, a part of you just stops dying
Yeah.
or starts dying because
That's dying. I get that.
you're not growing anymore. You're not going places.
I had Chat GPT make a quote as if it was from me. Would you like to hear it, Chris?
Sure.
Continuing education isn't optional. It's the promise we make to the pets in our care to always be better, safer, and kinder.
Nice.
Nice.
That's a quote. Apparently, they're quoting me.
Oh, did you see the new thing that's out now? You go to Chat GPT and you type in there from what you know about me, the questions I've asked and what you found online, tell me who I am. And then it goes through and it tells you. So if you go to my Facebook page, I think if you just type in the Facebook Angels Grooming, it probably comes up with my personal one as well. But then I went one step further and I went back in there and said, now that's great. Now do it again like a celebrity roast. And that was even funner.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I have something to do when we finish recording, Chris.
It's so much fun. The last line in my celebrity roast is, so you're amazing, but could you please shut up and let someone else talk for a while? I thought that was great.
Oh, I'm dead.
You're dying.
But fantastic. So I love that. What's the next show you're going to be in the States? When's your next
I'm not
visit?
sure. I do believe I'm supposed to be doing Atlanta again next year, which I'm so
Okay.
excited. I loved Atlanta. Do you know what? Out of all the trade shows I've been to, I think that was probably one of my favorites.
It's also super convenient because you fly into the airport, you hop on the tram, you
Yeah,
get to
so
you
easy.
don't
Yeah.
rude.
I would like to go to a few of the Barclay ones, but they don't pay for flights. And, if I'm going to give away charity, I'd rather give it directly to people that I'm with rather than to corporations and stuff. And I know Barclay is amazing and I'm not saying anything against that. I'm just saying they won't pay for my flights, so I'm not coming.
No,
But I have
they're
done.
not cheap flights. I get it.
They're not, yeah. And I have done Barclay ones before, and my feedback from the seminars has been beyond phenomenal, probably the highest anywhere. It's like 99% in very good, excellent, or above. So I know that the types of people that go to the Barclays are my kind of people. But yeah, I'll have to work a bit harder to get a sponsor, I think, and come to the Barclay ones because I really, really like those as well.
Talk to I have an idea for you. I have an idea for you.
Nice.
It's not, Alaric, you're not sponsoring anyone. Don't get excited. You need a job first. My dog is extremely excited. So once again,
The sponsor of permanent neck scars, the shape of dog nails. You're a dog.
yeah, no, that's my thigh right now because and I'm blaming the doodles for that.
Very
I went out in the yard with the dogs with shorts on, so that was my fault.
Yeah, we don't call them doodles, we call them oodles because doodle is a man's appendage. So we call them oodles here.
Well, my
and
oodles are
if there's one
doodles,
thing-
so
If there's one thing we do know about poodles is that they'll literally sleep with anyone.
they really will. They really will. And you know what? I'm still going to call them doodles because they are. How about that? They are.
Because they are a man's appendage.
They
Yes.
are a man's appendage. Dang it. I once told a client, it wasn't a client I kept, shocking. She was a recent transplant from the UK and she used the expression hot and bothered because she was upset about something. And I went, just so you know,
Just so you know what that means.
I
you know
know
what, it's
what you
funny.
meant,
You can't say anything nowadays, though. My teenagers,
but
I'll
over
say
here it
something,
means
he'll say,
Randy.
yeah, I'll say to him, like I went into the garden and now there's a big gaping hole in the middle of the flowers. And he's like, you can't say gaping hole. And I'm like, oh, for God's sake, is there anything I can say? Literally anything, tell me.
Go to Scotland.
Go to Scotland.
Apparently you can say anything there, and the Lego hands word is like every other word, like you're saying, jerk, but you're saying,
Yeah.
what day of the
I
week
need an
we're going to
invite
see
to
you
Scotland.
next. Yeah. So, all right.
Well, I've got in the background, if you can see it over there, one of my entries into one of the competitions is my horse-a-doodle. Where I had to, felt, oopsie, can't you see it? Because that was a schnauzer body, and we don't crop ears in New Zealand, and we never have in the whole history of New Zealand. We've never cropped ears ever. We did used to dock tails until about 8 or 9 years ago, but we've never cropped ears. And then when it arrived and it had cropped ears, I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do that one now. So I thought, well, I'll just turn into a horse, complete with, full working saddle and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
love it. I was actually looking at that and you're a macaw.
Oh yes, that's that's quite cute. It's not real, but it's very cute. There was
It-
two, but one of them fell on my head and broke.
Oh,
And it's pretty
ouch.
tough. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then the little flowers that we make out of little sheepskin for scissoring practice and curling practice and dyeing practice. That's just like a piece of sheepskin.
Oh,
Let me just glue it to a little pot.
all right,
Yeah.
y'all. You have reasons to
And then
watch the video
the
now.
new drop coats that I'm going to start playing with soon. I've just started trimming his face, but this is the new
Oh, the new drop coat wigs.
young drop coat baby shrinky one. So
Nice.
play with that when I get a bit of spare time. Yeah.
Yes, when you get a bit of spare time. All right, so one last time, where's the best place to reach you? Because I'm sure I've asked
So they
before.
can, the best place is probably hook up with me on Facebook.
Okay.
Honestly, people can message me. I accept messages from anyone. Just be aware that I do have a weird sense of humor. So if you're watching my Facebook page, it's got personal stuff on there too, and it's then that's fine. So just look up Angela Anderson on Facebook, or if you type in Angela Anderson Angels Grooming, it'll probably come up even faster. And it's the picture of me with a dog.
Okay.
Just the headshot me with a dog, not blue me, because blue me will go to the staff.
Blue you is more personal, and
No, blue me is the business side.
Oh, the
And
business
because
business.
I am all, what you see is what you get, my business side and my personal side are melded together, because I feel like it helps people get to know who you are.
Whenever I teach a class and I say how to contact me, I have a disclaimer when I say, look, I don't filter stuff.
Yeah.
If you're okay with cuss words and adult talk and maybe political talk, but think we can still be friends even if we disagree. We can disagree and still be friends. I firmly
Absolutely.
believe that.
Absolutely.
Then friend me on Facebook. But you were warned.
Yeah, you were
'Cause-
warned. Yeah. I technically don't cuss because I have 3 adopted children, although they're getting bigger now. We've taken everything: dogs, cats, kids, goats, you name it.
Nice.
But they're between 14 and 18 now. So yeah, obviously the things that come out of their mouth are way worse than what comes out of mine. But yeah, there are, I definitely in some of my seminars, and you'll probably get some of the people here that have been to several of my seminars, who have said, they get sore cheeks from laughing of the stuff that falls out of my brain accidentally, but it's what makes it fun, right?
Agree. Same. And
Fun stuff
very
is
much
more
agree.
memorable, and then you use it next time.
All right. So is there anything else? Mary, you have any other questions? Because we're about wrapped up. Is there
Nope.
anything you want to leave us with? Oh, that was a dangerous question. I feel like
You just handed me a loaded gun, and
I
you're waiting for me to pull
know
the trigger.
as it left my mouth, I went, oh, fuck. What have I done? Might have to video edit now because who knows what's happening. With grooming related, with efficiency and grooming related stuff you want to leave us with. Yeah, that's it.
For me?
Yes.
So I just want to say that I feel like we're all blessed to be able to be in this industry in the first place. It shouldn't take over our life so completely that we don't have any life left. But while you're in the middle of it, make it as efficient as possible. You can't save anyone if you don't have any money.
Yeah.
So money is not all bad. If you don't have money, if you have money, you can help a lot more people. So it's not a bad thing to want to make money.
Love it. All right, guys. Angela, don't go anywhere just yet.
Sure.
Ladies and gents, this will air while we're at Super Zoo. So if you're hearing this, find Mary or I. We're going to be there. Don't get excited. Don't want me. My Alaric is
Only thing
being.
I'm going to caution you is that Super Sue keeps us pretty busy. So I have 3 6-hour pet first aid classes I'm teaching. I'm off on Friday. Friday's the only day I have to walk the show. So if you find me, just all you need to do is keep up with me.
And I'm not sure which day I'll be walking the show. I may be hiding at an unknown hotel pool. So,
Ooh.
because I'm not, Evolution's not going to be there this year. So I am going to go and enjoy and walk the trade show and maybe try to take some classes.
Nice.
All right.
I love Super Zoo. I've been there a few times. I love Super
Yeah,
Zoo.
it's
You're right. They
actually,
do keep us very busy.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love that too.
Yeah. All right, guys. Enjoy. We will see you next time. Safe travels.
Well, that was fun. But now it's time to head home. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed chatting with you. If there are any topics you'd like us to discuss or guests you want to see join us on this crazy road trip of ours, let us know in the Traveling Groomers Facebook page. Don't forget to thank our sponsors. See you next week, guys. Safe travels.
Let me stop the recording.